Hello everybody, Z3KO Trinity here. Today is going to be another Stephen King book review. I will be doing a book review on Dreamcatcher. Now, my friend LD God, this is his favorite Stephen King story. And it was also a nominated thing for me to do by Katie Baby 420 and Alex Bone. So I chose to do Dreamcatcher. What Dreamcatcher is about a young Indian boy named Chief Spillthebeans. And he goes, it starts off kind of slow at first. He's sitting there and he's eating his, pot of beans, and all of a sudden this crazy light show goes over his head. And he looks up and goes, must be some some kind of thing wrong with my eyes. So he goes back to eating his beans and yodeling. I don't know why he yodels for, but that's just what happens. And he then hears a strange noise, and all these animals start like running, and he's like, whoa, I didn't know giraffes were a part of the forest, because there's like deer, of course, the front cover of the book. It has squirrels, foxes, giraffes, rhinoceroses, and some actual dragons. I think some midgets were running by as well. And they all had this rash on them, so he could tell it was from a Justin Bieber concert, because they had Bieber fever. Well, don't believe me? Read the book. But, so the Indian, Chief Spillthebeans, he goes to investigate the noise and see what all them animals were running from. And he comes upon this little alien egg. You could tell it's an alien egg because it has written on it, this is an alien egg. And, genius Stephen King is. So the boy picks up the egg and he's like, what the hell is this? And it cracks as he was holding it. Well, then all of a sudden it blows up, and then it cuts into a whole new scene. And it has these 7 friends, and they each, their names are by their numbers, like friend 1 and friend 2. My favorite character is friend 4. But they each have, this backstory to them where one of them is really good at memorizing stuff. The other one is kind of like in his head, he has what they call a filing cabinet system, where he actually can remember everything. And each of them have this special gift, like Christmas gifts, if you will. And they are really unique. But these have a bond together with this other boy. Now, back a long time ago in the flashback, there was a little boy. He was inside the sewer, and this clown was trying to get him to touch his balloon. He had like 2 balloons like right here, and he's like, please touch my balloons. And the boy didn't want to. Well, these 7 kids come up and they're like, hey man, that's not cool. You shouldn't let him touch. He has Down syndrome, for the love of God. Just don't let him touch your balloons. So the guy, the clown guy, just says, well, fine, screw y'all, and he leaves. Well, the kid thanks them by telling them that he's actually an alien from another planet. And he talks like Scooby-Doo. It's really weird. But the kids are like, hey, what's your name? And he's like, Robbie. And, I mean, it was all weird. Like, it was really slow at first while I was reading it, but then it kind of kicks into when they're older. And I think it gets a lot better then. But anyway, this whole alien outbreak happens, and these people have to kind of get together, and boys are back in town again, and all these alien things, they come out of people's asses, okay? Like, it started with Chief Spillthebeans. He's like, 30 years old now. This happened to him when he was 7 at the beginning, but 30 years later he was perfectly fine. He got promoted. He's now Chief Runs with Beans. But he got promoted, and So he got promoted to like the war chief of his tribe or whatever because he had so much power and his special gifts, which was, you know, because of the alien. But then all of a sudden one day he's like, oh man, I gotta go. So he drops a deuce, but a deuce ain't the only thing he drops. He drops this alien-like creature and it kills him. I mean, it was full-blown, like, pops out of his chest. Subscribe to Theater And, yeah, just all kinds of shit goes down in this book. It's a really, really awesome book. Really awesome. But, the movie was nowhere near what the book was. I mean, the movie's a million times better. You know, audio cassette tapes is better, but still. But ultimately, in the end, these group of people are trying to fight these aliens, but you know, America, they like to fight back, so they get this military group guy led by General Zod, you know, from Superman, and they all try to, like, you know, keep the city calm, evacuate everything. Basically do what, you know, the military does and shoot innocent people and, you know, that sort of stuff in stories. But, anyway, the alien ends up killing that guy, the main leader of the army. And all these aliens kind of morph together. It's like a Power Ranger moment. They just kind of combine into this one alien entity. And he calls himself Mr. Gay. And I thought it was weird, you know, because he was all like, hey, after this I'm going to do my nails, girls. And I was like, okay, what kind of alien, you know, whose asshole did this alien come out of? No wonder they were at the Justin Bieber concert. But, just, it morphed into this giant alien creature, so the 7 people that were fighting against it knew what they had to do. So they called 911. And they were like, hey, we got an alien problem here, you need to come help. But they didn't believe them, so they never showed up. So, all of a sudden, when you think it's all, you know, total loss, total annihilation, all of a sudden, that little boy from when they saved back in the sewer all that years ago shows up. He rips his shirt off like Hulk Hogan, and then he seals this alien up in his voodoo-like magic. He's like, ugh, and he's like, woo, because he sounded like Scooby-Doo, woo, and seals the alien entity known as Mr. Gay into this little gay-ass Dreamcatcher. Name of the book. And when he seals it into this Dreamcatcher, everybody is safe. It's all good. Everything is peachy keen. Or so they thought. Because in order to keep the alien sealed in, you have to hang it over your bed and sleep with it at night. And give it cuddles and stuff. Well, the one person forgot, you know, friend 4 forgot to cuddle it, and boom, alien was released. He ends up killing every single one of them except for the Scooby-Doo kind of person, which ultimately turned out to be some sort of, you know, he's not really an alien at all. He was just some Judas Priest, you know, fanboy who lives in the jungle, like George of the Jungle. But, you know, for it being, you know, Stephen King, I thought that it had its good twists and turns, and it really was a page turner. Like at first, you know, when you're reading all about that boy, the chief spills beans, you're just sitting there like, oh God, come on, finish your yodeling, goddammit, tell me what happens next. And then, you know, just aliens popping out of asses, popping out of chests, popping up them titties. I mean, this story was alien all up in my face. And be careful, there's a pop-up page where you turn a page and an alien actually will pop up at you. So if you're reading this book, be very careful. I don't remember what page it was, but some alien will pop out at you. But yeah, that was my quick review on Dreamcatcher. I hope I didn't spoil too much for you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out the book if you have not read the book. Me personally, I have not read this book, so leave a comment below. Let me know whether or not this book is actually worth reading. It's Stephen King, so it is worth reading. I'm going to read it eventually. But I might make it my next Stephen King book I actually read. So let me know in the comment section below. Give me a like if you liked this review. If you didn't, well, go shimmy shimmy somewhere else. No, I'm just kidding. All comments are welcome. And let me know in the comment section below what you want me to do a review of next. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Z3KO Trinity, and I'll see you in the next video. Guys.